morning.
Good morning. We are leaving. We just left our first week, our first stay at Blazing Star, and we are headed, very shaky, we are headed up to Austin to McKinney State Park, and that's where we're going to be staying for the next couple days.
Yeah, it's gonna be Sunday to Saturday morning, I think.
Yep, so we'll be there. It's pretty close to Austin downtown, so we'll probably do some exploring down in Austin as well as exploring at the state park and do some hikes and stuff. So we're excited about that, to actually start getting out and doing some adventures. Last week was basically all moving and settling in and just trying to figure out how the RV worked and all of that. So we're definitely going to be going on some adventures this week, so we're excited for that. So we're heading to the park now. We're about an hour away right now, so we will check back in with you guys when we get there.
Yep, we're at McKinney Falls State Park, and we're gonna go to some rock formation thing because we heard it's cooler because it's like 95 degrees.
Yeah, he means cooler as in like colder.
Yeah.
Also cool.
Oh yeah. Also cool, but weather.
Yes,
it's hot.
it is. It's hot.
Yeah. So we'll have some good stuff there. Hopefully, it's a short trail, so it'll be easy, even though we got tons of water. So. Yeah, so we took a wrong turn, I think. We're lost. No, not really. We're like 5 feet from the parking lot that we started at, but we took a wrong turn like at the beginning. So we're trying again.
It's not good to make wrong turns when it's really hot out.
And it's really hot outside, if we didn't mention that already. So we made it to the, what's it called? The rock? Something?
Yeah, well,
the rock overhang basically is just like a big cutout in the rock hanging over this river. And the river is like super cool. It just, lots of trees. We'll make sure we show you guys some pictures of that.
the trees, the bark of the trees is really cool.
Yeah, it's like some really cool like cedar trees. And it's a lot cooler here in the shade. Yeah, Sophie likes it. A lot cooler here in the shade, and unfortunately we can't like have Riley get in the water with us here, so pets aren't allowed in the water, so we couldn't really go swimming. But we got water in the Camelback, and it's really a short trail, so it's just cool that this is like, I don't know, like in 2 hours from where we lived, and we never even knew it existed until we got in an RV and had to find somewhere to live, and then it kind of forced us to find this place. So it's really beautiful. Even though it's super hot, it's like a really cool place. And this is obviously shaded and it's right next to the water, so it's pretty awesome. Highly recommend it. McKinney Falls State Park. Yeah, easy hike. So now we're gonna head back so we can get back into find some water for these guys. Like Riley, we forgot his water bowl, so it's like a half mile, so it's not a big deal. But we will go back and do that, and then be done for the day. Probably it's too hot to do anything else.
Yeah.
So see ya. Alright, so this is Old Baldy. Kind of a mean name, but I guess it's, yeah, it's Old Baldy. The Wood Eternal. Yeah, it's hundreds of years old and like 150 feet tall. And it's pretty impressive. Tree of the Year 2012. So come check it out. Yeah, so that was that hike. We're heading back to the campsite now. And so we got some water, we all got some water, we got the AC going, so we're pretty excited to get back to our camper and just like sit on the couch for a minute.
What?
Okay, so we decided to wake up early this morning and go on a hike. We went to the Lower McKinney Falls, which are right behind us. It's actually more like Lower McKinney Fall right now because the water's super low because it's the end of the summer. But it's pretty cool, and the rock formations are pretty awesome. And yeah, it's just like a little hidden gem like inside Austin city limits, so you don't even have to go very far to get to it.
Yep. Do you want to be in the video? Say hi. Good morning. So Ryan just pointed out to me in the water he just saw a water moccasin, so I guess that's something that nothing on the signs or anything or in the information they gave us mentioned that, but I mean we are in Texas and it's water.
Those are poisonous snakes that can swim, just so you guys know.
Yeah, so but none of
venomous, sorry.
Nothing that we read like mentioned it, so that's just something to be aware of if you come to McKinney State Falls and probably anywhere in Texas with water, that we did notice one, so they are here. So you want to be careful. The pets here aren't allowed in the water anyway. That's probably a main reason why, but you also want to be careful because it looks nice and inviting. I'm sure people come down here and go in the water all the time, so it's just something to be aware of, that they are here.
Alright, it's bath time at the state park at McKinney Falls here, and this is how we're doing it here because we don't want to use our tanks because we can't dump them, and we don't want to like move this over to the dump station midway through the week just to come back. So we're outside using the outdoor shower, and we got that thing that we bought for Sophie to use as a bathtub, and then I'm just using the outdoor shower. It's got hot and cold, so she should be nice and comfortable. And it's on pretty flat ground. And then we got our camping chair, and we're in the shade. It's kind of nice that the shower happens to be on the side of the RV that's in the shade. However, the other side has kind of a shower head sort of thing in the outdoor kitchen too. So it kind of works out for everybody. It's been a pretty chill day. I was working, and Megan was just kind of going camping or going hiking. So you'll get to see that. But we're just gonna get her bathed up and then put her to bed, and then probably just work on videos, and I got some other work that I can do on my computer locally, so we're gonna do that and then probably say goodnight. Sophie, do you know what that is? Sophie, that's your bath. Your hair's all messed up. Outdoor bathtub cleanup time. Thanks, Sophie, for the present. Hey everybody, we're getting ready to go on a hike. It's still dark outside. Megan is getting ready. Oh, you dropped that. Megan's getting ready. Say hi, Megan. And we fed Sophie, and we put her in new clothes, and we played fetch with Riley, who's now right there next to his ball. He has no idea we're going on a walk. So we'll go check that out. It's supposed to be like a semi-historical thing, so we'll try to give you guys some updates along the way. So we'll see you out there. Okay, so we're at the old McKinney grist mill, and it's not really there a whole lot, but actually the reason it's not there is because it was washed away in a flood a long time ago, and only the bricks are remaining. So this isn't like one of those typical, like it fell into disrepair kind of things, it's just gone, but it was one of the first mills in this area, so it was kind of like the start of this whole Austin community, you could probably say. So yeah, 1852, so about same time as like the Civil War, if you want to, a little bit before the Civil War if you want to put it in perspective. So it's kind of cool. It's right along the river, and goes down through like some volcanic stone, so kind of interesting little piece of history here, and it's a super short hike to it. It's like less than 0.1 miles, so really easy to get to once you cross the river. So okay, so we're in nature, and we just spooked a couple deer, and I should really say they kind of spooked us because they were like 15 feet away from us before they finally just like bolted, and Riley got all freaked out, you know, understandably. But wow, this place is crazy. Like, it's so thick, we just walked right up on 2 deer and didn't even see them. And now I gotta be more careful so I can get good video, but I don't think we're gonna see any more for a little bit, so yeah. Did you hear that? It's some sort of wild animal. It's some sort of wild animal in the woods. No, it's just Sophie. That was a creepy smile. All right, continuing on. We will not see any more animals because Sophie has decided that screaming is the best way to hike. So this is the McKinney Homestead, which is how this trail got its name, the McKinney Homestead Trail. And I don't know, it looks pretty nice for like 1850s. I'd think that like 2 floors and a nice fireplace inside would probably be pretty comfy cozy, especially in Texas where it's never really fireplace weather. But yeah, it looks pretty well kept too, like good masonry, and yeah, just a little bit of history right outside Austin, so and pretty easy to get to. So we'll start heading back to the car now. See you there. So we're at Zilker Park in Austin, and it's pretty hot outside, but we're gonna go get in the cool water. There's like some kayaks and stuff that you can rent, and we'll take Sophie on her first kayak ride. See how it goes. So we are driving away from McKinney State
McKinney Falls State Park in Austin. We were there for the last week, Sunday through Friday.
Yeah, something like that.
So we just wanted to quickly give you a recap of the state park, tell you what we liked about it, what we wish was a little different, and just give you our overall thoughts.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was quiet, right? It was nice. It was just a nice state park. It was probably one of the nicer state parks we've ever been to, so.
Yeah, so it's right outside of Austin. It's actually right across the highway, basically from the Austin International Airport. So it's pretty close to there. So it's not too far to get into Austin, and if you want to go downtown and do more city type of stuff, Austin is a great city. Since we live in San Antonio, we've been there quite a bit. So we've been down there quite a bit. We've been down to 6th Street, South Congress, all of those cool areas, eaten at a lot of good restaurants. So Austin is just a great city to go explore. In general, it's very dog friendly. We pretty much always take Riley with us whenever we would go up for the weekend or something. So this time was no different. They're super dog friendly in Austin. They're allowed in a lot of shops and restaurants. There's a lot of outdoor seating that you can bring your dog and all of that kind of stuff. We also went later in the week down to Zilker Park, and it's just a big park and lake that leads to, or river that leads to a lake. Right?
Yeah.
And you can just go down and hang out in the water. You can bring some music, set up some chairs along the riverbank and just kind of chill by the water. You can also rent kayaks or paddle boards and take those out. So we've done that before in the past, and we've taken Riley, and then this time we went again and we took Sophie. We were contemplating taking both of them, but then we thought that might be a little much trying to wrangle Sophie and Riley and paddle. So we just took Sophie this time, but dogs are out there all the time. So if you want to take your dog kayaking or paddle boarding, you can do that as well. So that was really fun. There's tons of stuff to do down in the actual Austin area, but then there's also a ton to do at the park. You can probably hear Sophie's nursery rhymes behind me. She's watching Peppa Pig.
So the trails were really nice. Like the park itself, the trails are all really well kept, and they're paved for the most part, and then you can go to see a bunch of old buildings that have fallen down from the old McKinney family, and then there's no Wi-Fi or anything like that, but you do have cell service because you're within Austin city limits basically at the park, and it's just really nice. So definitely would recommend checking it out. Getting in, it's like $20 a night for power and water, and then they have a dump station that you have to take your trailer over to, but they also charge you per day per person to enter the state park. So what you should do is get the state park pass. It's $70 for the year, but it gives you $10 off stays of 2 nights or more. So really it was $60 because we stayed for more than 2 nights. And then for us, since there's 2 of us that would have to pay to get in the park because Sophie's too young, it would have cost us more to pay for the park entrance fees daily than to pay for the pass. So if you have a family of 5 or something, it's absolutely worth it because the pass gets a vehicle in, no matter how many people are in it, basically. Whereas paying per person per day, you're gonna just pay a ton more. Even if it's the one park you go to for the whole year, if you have enough people and you're staying enough days, it's worth it to get it. And then it gives you the flexibility to go to other parks or in the area, or whatever you want. And it lasts a year from the day you buy it. So.
It's for all Texas state parks, and Texas is a big state.
There's a lot of state parks here. So.
But yeah, what I remember on the sign, I think it's 13 and up you pay for. So I believe 12 and younger get in for free. But yeah, so the hikes were really good. There was a lot of cool stuff that you guys saw in the video. The one thing I would say, because this is kind of obvious if you know Texas and summer, it's August and it's Texas, so it's really hot. It was 100 degrees by noon every single day. So because Ryan was working and there was no Wi-Fi in the park, so we had self-service the whole time, so we could call anybody, text anybody. FaceTime worked pretty great. There was a pretty good connection for that as well. We didn't have Wi-Fi, so I had to take Ryan into town every morning, so he'd go to Starbucks every day to work, and then when I'd go to pick him up between 1 and 3, we'd go back, and that would be typically prime time for us to go do like a family hike or something, and we did like the first day, but it was so hot and because it's already like 100+ degrees, so hiking during the day, especially in the afternoon in Texas because it gets hotter as the day goes on, was rough. So we didn't get to maximize the number of hikes that we could have done if we had come at a different point in the year. So if we had been here in like February when it's cooler and it would have been like 60-degree days, then it would have been perfect, and after he got off work we could have gone and hit a ton of hikes and really explored the park a little bit more. But we mostly woke up early since Sophie wakes up so early and went on like a morning hike, which was fine, but it was still, by the time we got out 7:30, it was still like 80+ degrees. So that's something to keep in mind.
Don't do it in the summer.
Texas in August is really the least best time to come to any place in Texas because it's just hot. But other than that, it was really pretty, it was really awesome. Towards the end of the week, I happened upon this really cool trail. I think it was called the Onion Creek Trail. It was 3 miles, and I didn't take the camera, and I had Riley and Sophie with me because I wasn't expecting to go on it. I was just gonna do a loop of the campground, but I ended up on this trail, and it was really pretty and we really enjoyed it. So if you are in the Austin area, we highly recommend staying at McKinney Falls State Park, or even if you're just driving through, just go in, take a couple hikes. It won't take you very long. None of the hikes, the longest hikes are 3 miles.
And they're all paved.
So you can get quite a few. Most of them are about half a mile, so you could go in for a couple hours and hit the majority of the hikes.
So just stay tuned. We're gonna go back towards San Antonio for the next 2 weeks maybe, unless we cut that a little short because we're just tired of San Antonio. But we're gonna be on the lake, so stay tuned for that.
Sophie's tired of San Antonio. So this next week we are headed up to Waco to stay with Ryan's grandmother because Ryan's actually going out of town. He's got a work trip. So there's actually going to be a break for a week. So Sophia and I are going to be up here with some family, just enjoying time. We're not going to be traveling or staying in the travel trailer. We're just going to be staying at Grandma's house, and Ryan's going to be gone all week. So we will not have a video out next week, but then stay tuned for the week after for back in San Antonio and lots more adventures. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to follow our journey. Like this video if you enjoyed it and you want to see more, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.